do that to the computer. Well, anyway, glad to see you today and all that. I'm really excited about having more contact with the managers and all that. We're going to try to do this about every month or 2 months or so. Miguel is kind of putting together a little plan for that, and we're just, what I'd like to do is just see how everything's going first of all, and see if there are any questions that you have or experiences that you'd like to share regarding the virtual resources that we have and all, and any ideas too for ones we don't have that you might like us to get too. So, just be sure to let me know about that, and I'll pass it on, and, we can make it bigger and better. But pretty much what I'll go over today, let me go ahead and share my screen here. And so go to our, and I'll just go over our virtual library page on our website. And oh good, it's starting out with ebooks and audiobooks. And I'm very anxious to get started with the Overdrive service that's coming about. It's the latest word I have is it's going to start on or around the 1st of October. And they haven't been very communicative lately. They haven't really sent us any information. I was asking Bernard the other day, have you heard anything from Overdrive? And he said, no, not other than the fact that it's, in process, we're starting in the next couple of weeks. But I wish they would kind of update us, from their viewpoint on how everything's going. But as far as I understand, it'll be around the 1st of October when it's rolled out. And the only thing is that, any holds, checkout histories, or, items in their wish list will not transfer over to the new Libby app. And the Libby app is what we'll use again. It's probably the same process that we had before we went to RB Digital before the state converted to RB Digital. Now we're going back to Overdrive. And so the Libby app is what I understand we'll be using again. But I'd like to kind of test it out a little bit to make sure that my instructions aren't outdated, because I've got some from either 2017 or 2018. And so I just want to make sure everything works out. And I'll send everybody the information on how to download the app, how to set it up, and how to use it. So, and one great thing about this, and you probably already know this, is that the older Kindles will finally work with.
Saw that in the email that they sent out. They did say that the Paperwhites can be used, so that's good.
That's good.
I had a lot of patrons who were upset about that.
They were
Paperwhites, and they couldn't use RB Digital.
They did not want to let go of their Paperwhites or their older Kindles. So now that'll finally be usable again. So, and that's pretty much it. It'll be pretty much like it worked in the past. Maybe a few new enhancements. The magazines will be integrated into the Libby app, so we won't lose that at all. We were a little iffy on that. We're saying we hope we don't lose our mag, because people really do read those magazines and all that. So we'll have that feature. I understand that the Artist Works, even though it's not heavily used here, we'll still have that as a separate, resource, and it'll still be, with us, because we definitely don't want to lose that. We have a few, maybe 5 uses per month, at least in our branch. Did many people talk about Artist Works where you are? They don't use it very much. And I think our users are mainly music students, so from BSUs who use it. So just anybody curious about how to play a given instrument. So that is in the offing right there. RB Digital VIP Learning. This is a good resource. I guess if you're wanting to learn about anything in photography, I think it's under arts. You can become a professional photographer and get a certificate for that. And these are free courses that anybody can take. You just simply enroll me, for example. You just push that, log in with your account, and just follow the prompts. In order to create a new account, you choose your username, password, email address, all that jazz. And I've heard that you need a library card. However, I haven't seen where it asks for a library card when you sign up. So it may recognize that, hey, we're part of the library because of our internet address that we're using, or IP address that we're using. And so it knows that you're a patron. So it may be one of those where you sign up in the library and then you can use it wherever you happen to be after you log in. So, but it's pretty good. But it's, it doesn't offer a whole lot of variety, really. And you can
Yeah.
tell which ones are in Spanish because, educación is a Spanish word. And so that would be a Spanish course in education and so forth.
Mhm.
Culinary, this is on bread making. So that's very specialized, not really maybe as general as people might like, but
Is this a popular resource that other libraries use? Like, I
I
wonder
don't
if we
think
could look at
it's
the numbers and see how other people, how
that
well
might
it's
be an
being.
idea. I know here in our system, it really isn't. I mean, we haven't had really any usage, maybe one or two. I think maybe
I mean,
the ones
I'm wondering, Eric, if it's because it's just not marketed well. Like, could we
marketed.
reach out to like the city of Valdosta or to the county or like to the Turner Center or to VSU and have them help us to like market like, hey, and
That's an idea.
like when they do their, like the Turner Center does, I don't know, there's like a photography contest or art show or
Right.
something like that. And they can say, hey, if you're interested, you can do this free photography course
It's a good idea.
to
I like
get,
this.
certified to
That's
learn how to, be better at, do professional photography. Just
right.
something like some way to reach out and partner with some of these government organizations or like the art center, so public places like that, the city, the
Right.
county,
It might be worth
and
pursuing, just letting them know that, hey, we have this
help them
resource.
kind of have them help us get the word out to people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Find a way to kind of coincide something like with the art show that they do have the photography or bakery or something. I don't know. Just
Right.
thinking of
It's worth
different
a
ways
shot.
that
It
we
really
can.
is. So I might contact Samantha there and just let her know, just go over this with her. She's got Zoom and I can probably show her that. That's a good idea. I mean, at least try to market it better. Because a lot of people probably just gloss over it and don't even give it a second thought. So Art Center would be a good way to do that. And so, but yeah, it's worth a shot. Thanks for that idea. Yeah. So that's VIP Learning and Digitalia Films. Have you used that? You or your patrons used it very much? It's something we haven't used much either. This might be something that we need to market better as well. And if you go into it, it's very easy to use. You just pretty much browse. You can browse documentaries or the films. For example, if you'd like to just browse the countries that have films available here, you can click on the country and then just choose, for example, Ecuador, and then it'll show you the films that it contains that are Ecuadorian films, for example, and you just click on them and it'll give a little synopsis of it and play film. It's very easy to use. There's no need to create an account or anything. You just simply browse and view the videos. So it's very easy. They've got a lot of nonfiction and fictional titles from each country here. And if you just want documentaries, you just click on that little menu bar and click on documentaries. And then you can just browse the different ones there. I've got them broken down by subjects and also, and let's see. So they've got quite a collection, even from the United States. So a lot of these films
Forget
tend
about
to,
digitalia. I need to use it. It's really, I forget about this all the time. This is really great to
they've got
have
a
a
lot of
movie
classic
night.
films,
Get a
and
little cultured. Get a little cultured.
little culture. Yeah, exactly. Get some cultural learning and all that. So the Beast from the Haunted Cave. Oh wow, that looks like an interesting one right there too. And a lot of classic cartoons in the U.S. So it's definitely worth a look. So maybe that's something that your patrons would enjoy, especially if they're not too keen on coming to the library and checking out what you have here. But of course, we want them to come to the library, but it's just a good alternative. So that's Digitalia. Digitalia also has an ebook component, but we don't subscribe to that. You have to, we'd have to, pay for that subscription. I looked at that the other day. I said, "Oh, good, we have ebooks," and then none of them were accessible. I'm thinking, but at least we do have the films right now. Legal GPS, we really haven't used this very much, but it's very easy to sign up. They don't need a library card for this. You just put in some basic information. And what it does is it'll guide you step by step on what legal documents you need or what types of situations you might get into legalize that you would need to take care of before you start your business. So this is a very good program to get into also. I'm trying to get signed up for a webinar on this, but every time I try to sign up, it's either full or they just haven't offered another class yet. But this will be a good one to learn about as well. So it's a legal GPS.
What kind of legal documents do they offer? I mean, is this just, you said for businesses, is it just businesses, or is it like?
Yeah, if, for example, if you want to start your own business, if you're an entrepreneur and you have no idea of where to begin, for example, in getting your license, for example, or a lot of times when businesses begin, they need a lot of paperwork. And this will guide them through at least the legal requirements of starting a new profession. So if you're going out on your own, for example. And I remember. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so it's only for business law, for like businesses?
Yes. So for those people who are starting their own businesses. So, for example, if I wanted to, start a food vending service, I would actually, sign up with them. It would ask me what type of business I'm looking for. I could browse among the different categories, and then it'll say, well, you need this legal document to fill out, or you'll need to, see a lawyer about this. For example, so it's very step by step. It'll give you, detailed information on what you need to do, at least, to remain legal and all that. Now, of course, to find out how to conduct your business, and you need another, another type of business source. But this deals with the legal details of setting up a new business. And it's very specific too, so it's not too general. But as soon as I get signed up on this, I'll probably show you all how it works. But I do remember seeing a video on it. I'll try to find that and pass it to everybody as well. And it shows that you just answer questions, and you'll click on the next button, and it'll guide you through what you need, because it'll ask very specific questions, and then at the end of it, you'll know, see, these are the legal documents I'll need. We can always go to Gale legal forms, to pick those documents up if it doesn't provide the links to those. So that's pretty much what it does. It just deals with the legal aspects of starting a business, for people who want to go out on their own. So does that help a little bit? That's.
Yeah, sure. I just didn't know what it covered. That's good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. It's just for entrepreneurs who want to start their own business, have never done it before, and what do I need to do to get started with this? So it's something that we hope that the patrons will use more and more. So I'll try to get more information on that for you. Tutor.com. Have you used that quite a bit where you are? Or?
I push it all the time to patrons, to homeschooling families. Yeah. I don't know how successful it's being used, but.
Okay. Yeah. We had one person who used it last month, so it's not very, especially during the summer, it hasn't been very active. But hoping during the school years, we tend to get maybe between 5 and 10 uses per month, which still isn't great, but it'll probably begin to pick up eventually once school starts, and it's probably already started now for many systems. But it's something that's really underused, and people tried it. I think they really would find it useful. I mean, they can connect with tutors between 3 and 10 every day. Excuse me. They can submit, their essays for reviews, or their resumes for reviews as well. Math questions they can drop off for feedback, and all these practice quizzes. This is what's amazing right here. They have so many different practice quizzes, to enhance their academic skills in all grade levels. So it's something that I hope that they take advantage of, and that you can connect with a career coach. For example, if somebody's looking for a job and they'd like to brush up their resume skills or interviewing skills and whatnot, well, they've got information right there. They can drop off the resumes for help as well, so they don't need to go to the employment agency to do that. They can just use this at home or at the library, and of course they've got so many different tests that are available. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty incredible what they have. this, in addition to Learning Express Library, there's a lot of common ground between the two resources, but each one has unique resources too that people can use. So it's really worth a look here. So hopefully more people will use this. And this is a service that the library is actually purchasing every year. So it's pretty incredible there. And any questions on tutor.com? And pretty much have had pretty easy to use. I'm going to move this little bar over so I can see. There we are. And let's go back here. I think I went ahead and go back to our webpage here. There we go. Just kind of going down. Do a lot of people use Mango languages?
I don't know. I do talk about it. I don't know.
That's good.
People are using it. Yeah.
I don't have the statistics on those every month because I think they're included in the Galileo. I think Bernard looks over there. I might ask him how that's coming along. I know he keeps up with the Galileo statistics every month. But it's pretty incredible that used to you'd have to buy Rosetta Stone and then spend hundreds of dollars on that, but now you get the same type of instruction with Mango for free, and the people can use it on their tablets and smartphones. So it's pretty good, definitely a good resource to use there. And of course, we talked about Artist Works under RB Digital and all. We just get a few students every month who use this, and Learning Express Library. Oh yeah, that's the big one right there. We do use
That's the big one.
That's the big one, absolutely. Yeah, we use this every week with people, even during the pandemic. People have asked about this, or they've asked questions that can be handled by Learning Express. And I love how you can come up here and just search what you're looking for, and it immediately gives you the results. The big ASVAB, that thing that never is on the shelf. It's a good alternative, for those who want to study for the ASVAB test. If we don't have the book and they want to begin studying immediately, then they can just come to Learning Express Library and download the ebook, or just, take the practice test too. So this is a great way to practice for those tests and all. So, and if you're looking for a book on resumes, you just type that in. Oh, let me try that again. A great resume, so you can get ebooks as well as building your own resume, of course, as you know. This Learning Express Library allows you to upload your existing resume or build your own resume, but you simply sign in, or once you sign in, you'll be able to build your resume and have it stored in the system until you need to print it out. So it's very handy. Have many people used that part, the resume builder?
I tell them all the time about it. Sometimes, and you've probably seen this, patrons will come in and pull up the template in Word, and how could I edit out of this part? How can I change that? And I said, let's just go into Learning Express.
Yeah,
and I take them in there, and they do find that to be more helpful because it's telling them exactly what they need to put and why they need to put that here. It's not it's not a pre-created. That's not even a word. I don't know why I said that.
That's a good word.
They have, this manufactured template from Word that's giving them fancy borders and fancy fonts and colors, but then they find that it's hard for them to go in and edit because maybe they don't know what to put here. Learning Express says, no, you need to make this kind of resume based on your job history and what you want to do. And this is why you're going to put this information here.
Right.
And this is what you're going to do here and why you're putting this in. So they find that to be easier. Like, oh, okay. Because all the time, like, should I put the last 5 years of work history? What should I tell them about what I did for this job? I'm like, Learning Express is going to walk you through step by step.
Step by step. That's so helpful. That's great to hear. Yeah, the same here. A lot of times people just want to do something quickly, but then, they wonder, all right, is this what the companies want to see when they give the resume to them? So yeah, when we showed them Learning Express Library's resume builder, they're saying, oh wow, this is a lot easier than I thought it was, and they look very good. The finished products, they seem very happy with those. So it's just a good resource and all that. And another thing too that I've noticed is the Computer Skills Center here. We have a lot of people who want to learn how to use computers, and right now we can't give classes. So this is a good way to, get people started. For example, if they've never used a computer before, they would click on get started with your computer. And there would be a series of videos on just, basic computer skills. The same way with the internet as well, introducing them to the internet, email, social media tools as well. So, and then popular software tools. I love this because it's got all the Microsoft products here from as early as 2007 to up to 2016. So that's pretty good
That's
right
good.
there. So yeah, and they also have Microsoft Office 365 basics and whatnot, basics to intermediate level courses. So this is really good. And learn computer graphics. If they want to learn Photoshop, for example, or Illustrator, there are instructions on that too. And then
That's
of course
cool. I didn't know that.
yeah, it's we don't have a big demand for these, at least people who ask for them, but it's good to know just in case they do come and ask about that. We don't have the program here, of course, but I mean we can give the instructions on how to use it right here. And so this is pretty, and they're enhancing, they're adding stuff to the Learning Express library every few months or a year as well, so they keep it up to date. And I like also that they have these resources in Spanish as well for Spanish speaking people. So I guess that's grammar. I'm not sure exactly what that is right there, but they've got some, so hopefully, our Spanish people who come in here, Spanish speaking people can find some resources that can be helpful to them as well. So, but yeah, the Learning Express library, as you said before, that's a big one. It really is. Newspapers and magazines, of course, that'll be integrated into Libby once it gets started. And let's see, ABC Mouse. A lot of people use that. I guess the parents and the kids use that when it.
Pre-COVID, it was used occasionally on our computers.
Uh-huh.
I had patrons come in who had used it before from home, so they were familiar with it.
Right.
They didn't necessarily use it on our computers, but they were familiar with it.
Yeah, okay. So it's good to have it. And the same way here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 computers with ABC Mouse on them and all that. And when the kids come in, that's what they gravitate toward right there, ABC Mouse. And eRead Kids, is a Galileo resource. And do many people there use eRead Kids or?
I don't think so. I wouldn't know. No one has talked to me about it, but we do advertise it. We do tell the parents about it.
Yeah. So I believe it's K through 4th grade. These are tailored to, and they've got books, of course, galore, and the easy readers right there. I love how it reads to them and highlights the words. So it's a very good site for ebooks for the different grade levels. Switch library browse by subject. Then it also has nonfiction titles as well. So that's good to know. Poetry, for example, we bring out books on that for all the grade levels, mainly elementary school level. Here, new arrivals. So that one apparently is checked out right now, but you can add it to the wish list and check it out later, or place hold on it, and they can email you when that is available. So you see, it works very similarly to our ebook site. So it's pretty much an ebook resource for children, and available now. I like how you can just browse the titles that are available now, so you don't have to look through the ones that are checked out, for example. So all of these will be available now. See, So, okay. There's a little synopsis of that. And if they want other, books along the same lines, they can, browse these different subjects too. So it'll bring up collections of books under those. So that's okay. It's pretty good to know. So virtual library, eRead Kids. Genealogy, and oh yeah, that's the big one there. The only database that's not available outside the library is the Ancestry Library Edition, but a lot of people don't know that the Heritage Quest Online, you can get that from home. And it's not as supercharged as Ancestry is, but it does have the census records, and that's what a lot of people, for the most part, are looking for when they go there. So I'll go to Galileo here. How do you like the new interface? Is it working out okay?
I just jumped into it this week for somebody, and I'm so used to automatically going to databases A to Z, and I said, okay, hold on one second. They've changed their interface. Let me figure out.
I really missed that feature. In fact, I gave them some feedback and said, please bring back databases A through Z, and they've gotten a lot of requests for that. So I'm hoping maybe over time they'll bring that back. But pretty much you just have to go one by one, or just search for the database. But if you go to Heritage Quest, make sure I spelled this correctly here. Yeah, it'll bring it up, and you just go into it like that. And it looks very much like Ancestry. It does, like I said, it doesn't have as many resources as Ancestry, but for the most part, it's very helpful. And you can still, you can browse census records. You can begin searching like you do in Ancestry. That way you can search for census records here, and then the interface is very much like Ancestry, as you can see, first, middle name, last name, and then you can browse and search those collections too. So it's, if they're a little disappointed that they can't get Ancestry at home, well, just say, hey, there's Heritage Quest that you can get from home. So they're not as strict about the licensing as Ancestry is. So they've got quite a few. You go back home here, search books, wills, and probates. So just about anything they're looking for. Search city directories. So they do have a handful of Valdosta directories. So that's also helpful as well. So, any questions so far on this?
Nothing so far, but I do need to leave in about 5 minutes to finish opening procedures.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I think we're pretty much done here. Yep, we've gone over everything I planned to go over, but unless you have any questions, thanks for coming, and look forward to hearing from you again. Thanks again.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day. Thanks, Megan.
Thanks, you too.
Bye-bye.